Hello, welcome to my channel. So I thought I would show you my Aleana hand. Now that hand looks real. You think I've got someone's fingers there, and I really don't. It's quite flexible, as you can see. It's not posable, but it's flexible. You can buy a posable one, but I bought a flexible one. Sorry, you have to excuse me, I'm getting a cold. No, it's not COVID, it's a cold. My mum and daughter were sick, and I think I've caught it now. Anyway, so I thought I'd just showcase my hand and do an acrylic nail, so you get a 2-for-1. I'm just showing you that you can slide a tip in it. That tip was a bit big for it. I'd have to find some tips that fit it perfectly, because I don't like tips that don't fit perfectly. And I've just shown you that you can stick it in there, which I had problems with my thing, was to slip it in there and file. So I'm just showing you that you can file with it on, like with a tip in it. Sorry, it does file quite well. I did make a mistake though while I was doing the tip, actually like my acrylic tip. I didn't push it in deep enough, so it popped out. But afterwards I realised that if I pushed it in further, it would sit quite nicely. But I weren't sure, because the tips I got, I'll have to do something with it so they slide in better. Maybe not use these ones, probably use, look, it stayed in there quite well because I pushed it in quite far. Sorry, I pushed it in quite far. So I just thought I'd just, show you how it goes. This is it, this is the hand, no thumb, just 4 fingers and a magnet on the back. I was doing a talking on it, but then I decided I'll do a voiceover. This is the bracket that the hand sticks to, the magnetic hand. So, whoops, what you do first is you put your screw on, and then you push it on, and it clicks into place, and then you just do it up, and that's it. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt, your bracket's ready. Sorry, I can't help but sniff. I'm really apologetic. I thought I'd figure out, I zoomed out a bit because my camera is too close to my hand. So trying to figure out, making some weird noises. Look how close it is to the camera. It does extend. I forgot to show you it. That actually extends out as well, but it stays on there quite well. I mean, it's nice. She's got fluff all over her already. That's one thing I hate about silicone hands. Get covered. They pick up everything. The slightest piece of dust and dirt, they'll grab hold of it. This one's more decorated, as in more realistic looking. Like the tone to it, you can get them in a couple of 3 or 4 different tones. You can turn it around as well. So say you was turning a client's hand round, you can turn this hand round the same way, so you can look at the nails as well. Yeah, so I thought I would do an acrylic video. So here I am, and what I decided to do was, that is like that sticky, rubbery, silicone stuff. So that white plate on the bottom is metal, so I don't have my acrylic soaking through my wood or anything, because I'm wiping it on tissue. So I put a piece, I used to have a sheet of glass under there, but now I have the piece of metal. And then once I finished cleaning it, what I did, I just peeled off the bottom piece, and it sticks on there really hard. I mean, you don't really need the suction or the vacuum, but you can have it on there for added security, just to make sure that the hand don't go nowhere. But even with the sticker, the hand ain't going nowhere, and that is ready to go. And so I thought, here we go. So I was trying to figure out the best way to show you it. I do notice that my new camera is not zooming very well. Anyway, so I thought I'd just show you it. So I am going to use glitter bells, as I do. I've never used this as a nude cover powder. I'd never used this before, and it dried pretty quickly, which surprised me actually. But the darker the pigment, the quicker it will dry, from what I understand on cover powders. So I'll just show you. Look, it sat there, felt all right, but really, to be honest with you, it could have been going in a bit deeper. Sorry, yawning again. I do have the mender pump, but it's not pumping anymore, and I don't know why. So I just squeeze my liquid, and to be honest with you, it's not really good to try and burp your brush on. But I don't like having liquid in little pots because I'm pretty clumsy as it is. So I just dip my brush in my liquid and then in my powder, let it just crystallize, and I just place it down to form the tip. Now I'm doing a pointed nail bed. I just thought I'd give it a go. I was trying to make it so that the sides actually meet the tip of the edge of the nail. You know, where your natural nail grows out, that's where your sides would naturally grow. If it cuts out a bit, it's because I was doing this quite happily and I heard this sound in my house, and now I'm on my own. So it spooked me a bit. I don't like the way it keeps on doing that. I think I might have to. Anyway, so now I'm putting my cuticle bead down and just making sure it's wet. But it's quite warm, and like I say, the darker colours seem to set pretty quickly. As you can see, it's set quite quick. See, I heard a noise, I had to come back because I weren't sure what it was. It spooked me a bit, I tell you. Yeah, so I'm just putting my cuticle bead down. I quite like this because you can tuck right into the cuticle. My cuticle work ain't on point, I must add. Yeah, I'm really, not happy that my cuticle work's not on point. But to be honest with you, it's not surprising because I don't really do much acrylic. So I try, like I say, now I've got Alex, because their name's Alexandra. I'm going to call it Alex. Now I've got Alex, I can hopefully do it a bit more. I did say that with Thing, but I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, I thought I'd give her a go. So here's my bead for my tip. To be honest, like I say, it didn't turn out that great. It was setting pretty quickly in here, and my cuticle, like my nail bed, didn't turn out as nice as I wanted it to. Like my first bead was I was really happy with, but then once I put this bead on and let it dry, I was like, I'm not happy with that bead, I'm not happy. But there's nothing I could do about it, right? It's set. So I just thought I'd file the shiz out of that and see if I can get it in some sort of shape. So I left the camera running, it's set. So I showed you how I filed my nail bed. So I've got my hard straight file from Kirsty Meakin, and what I did was I just held it straight parallel against the wall, and I just filed backwards and forwards, and then round the tip and then down the other side. You've got to check everything when you're filing. Just look at it, all of it, and make sure that it's exactly where it needs to be. I got my old file, and I just thought I'd go over with that as well, because I wasn't really happy with the way it looked because of that second bead that I put down at the tip of it. But you know what, it does, the hand's really good. I suppose it'd be like a real hand, do you know what I mean? I don't really do people often, so I can't really compare. But because if I'm doing my own hand, I can just move my fingers out of the way, right? But yeah, I wasn't really happy with that. I tried to tidy it up a bit as best as I could, and I'm trying not to, the thing is, I'm trying not to file the finger. I'm trying to treat it like it's a real person. See, I didn't put it in deep enough, it keeps on sliding out. I'm trying to treat it like a real person. I mean, you can't do that to a real person's finger, but do you know what I mean? So that I didn't catch the cuticle when I was filing, and yeah, I just was like, oh. So this is Shine Bright. It's like a fluorescent yellow. I have to think about that, sorry. But it's got glitter, like little sparkly bits in it. So it's really nice. So I just put a piece up one side, got it up them wings, made sure it's nice and tidy, and I smoothed along the top to make sure that edge was nice, so that when the tip of the colour meets the nail bed, it's sharper line. I've got to do more practice with acrylics, because then I know that I would do well, because I'm doing a course and I sent off my stuff, and to be honest with you, I was quite surprised with my score. I got quite a good score considering I don't do nails quite often. There's a few that I need to correct, and I'm hoping that when I get them back and I do them and I send them back, I'll get a good score. I was hoping I'd get a good score. I mean, I've had a year to do it and I've been proper lazy, and like I say, I can't do acrylic sometimes. So I'm using Nail Sugar's, can't remember what it was called, missed it. So I just got a little bit of a thin piece of acrylic, and then I just picked up a little bead and I just put it on that yellow and just shoved it all over the place, really. But I'll tell you something, Woke up today and I'm like, why am I sneezing? Took antihistamine last night. Couldn't figure it out. Sorry. And then throughout the day I realised I'm getting a cold. I'm getting a cold. I can feel it. I'm getting a cold. I'm not going to have a coronavirus test because it's a cold. It's not coronavirus. I don't have no flu-like symptoms. It's a cold and it's dry. Even though I'm sniffing, it's dry. But yeah, so I'm not worried about it like that. It's a cold. They are going around and I will bound to be catching it because I ain't caught nothing for ages. Not that I want to, but still. So I'm just putting some more beads. I weren't going to go up the other side and I just thought, go out the other side, Mage. Come on, push the boat out. Make it look a little bit sparkly. Yeah, so I just thought, okay, I'll just do that. Yeah. The thing is, when I do nail beds, I'm not that great at it. Do you know what I mean? Now I'm putting down my cuticle bead or my clear coat. And this is just, I ballsed this right up. Ballsed it up to the masses. I pushed it down too far to move it backwards and I should have moved it, put it nearer my cuticle, but it doesn't matter. You learn, right? You live and learn, girls, you live and learn. And boys. So I'm just, I worked that bead. It was too thick. Oh, it was just a mess. It's just a mess. If anyone knows how to fix one of these ender pumps, please let me know. Because I'll tell you something, I'm proper gutted. That thing cost me £30 and it's not working now. I got it from America, so it's not like I could send it back to the manufacturer. Do you know what I mean? I bought it through Amazon. Yeah, and I'm not buying another one for it to break or not work. But I bought it one with a lock on, so if I travelled to people's houses, I could lock it shut so it wouldn't leak. That's why I bought it. But it stopped pumping. I don't know how to clear it. If anyone knows how to clear a mender pump, let me know so that I can fix mine. Because I like to pump it. I don't like to squeeze a bottle. No, I was having such issues trying to pick up a decent bead. Yeah, I think I'll have to start. I'm gonna have to start just sticking it in a bowl, you know, in a little jar thing. One of them little glass thingies. I've got a few of those. I mean, you seem to get loads of them, don't you? Oh, it's a right mess. It's an absolute pig's mess. So, alright, I'll let that dry. So now I'm just going along my sides just to make sure that they're straight. And now I think I'll go over my tip as well, just to make sure it's straight, but it's not a final file. I just was getting that file to start off the line to try and keep the line straight. Now you can move, the thing is what I like about it is you can move the side walls down so that you can file down that side. But because I didn't push the tip in far enough, it kept on sliding forward and it was driving me nuts. And I was so worried, you can see I was really nervous about going around the cuticle. Can you imagine if I was doing a real person, I'd be like, oh sorry, oh sorry, oh sorry. I do have an e-file that I use on myself. I don't have the license to use one. I need to do an e-file course to get the license to use one. So I wouldn't have used an e-file on it. Because to be honest with you, I couldn't be bothered to get it out. Like, I don't have all my stuff out, do you know what I mean? I have a desk. I've got everything I need, but I don't have it all out because it's just too much aggravation. Try and find plug sockets and everything else. Like, I've got to unplug this to plug that in. So look, see, I just couldn't get hold of it. It was driving me nuts. It was like, because it kept on moving. Yeah, I kept on checking down the barrel, making sure that it looks good. But it just weren't happening today. Just was not happening. Look, see, it popped out. It was annoying me because I didn't put it in deep enough. And I wanted to try and make sure I can file it so that I could get like a good apex on it, because I feel when I do a nail bed like that, like a reverse smile line, I always find that because the edge of the smile line is high, I feel like I'm having such an issue trying to get my apex in the right place. But I managed to sort of file it into the right place. I mean, if I had an e-file, I could have just zipped around it. But like I said, I couldn't be bothered to get my e-file out, to be honest with you. But Yeah, see, I'm trying to be careful around the cuticle. I know that if I start brushing it with the file, I know that would be someone's cuticle that I'll be doing. But it didn't turn out too bad. I always say that. It didn't turn out too bad. Right, so I top coated it because my phone said it was too hot. I tell you, man, I don't like this new phone. So now what I'm doing is I am going to put on some gems. I was there for ages trying to figure out what gems to put on. I left this piece in because it shows you that if you put gems on and you make a mistake, I just wipe them off. So that's what I did, was I put my gems on. Like, here's my Totalist gem glue, and then I got my gems. Always cover it up. Whenever you're using gem glue that's got a lid, cover it up when you're finished using it. Just put the lid on top, just so that whatever light you've got in there doesn't start to affect the glue. So I was making a cluster. Sorry, I was making a cluster. I was like, yep, I tidied that up. We'll just straighten it up and look really nice. I thought the edges of that cluster need something, so I'll get some little gems because I had quite a lot of glue in there. I'll get some little gems in there. And I was like, yeah, okay, I'll do that. So I got my pot, my little gems, sitting there rummaging for ages trying to find the right colour of gems because they were tiny. They're like SS minute. Do you know what I mean? So once I found the gems I wanted, put them in, but it started to shift it all about. It's just too much in one go. So I just thought, all right, okay. What I do is I'll put these gems on, give it a go, and if I'm not happy, I just wipe it off, and that's what I do. So I wiped off the gems. This isn't it, it's after this. I wiped off the gems with a piece of lint-free wipe. And what I did was I got another lint-free wipe, but I put rubbing alcohol on it, and I just cleaned them gems up. And it just cleaned off all the glue. Do you know what I mean? So it didn't ruin them, they weren't stuck together or anything, because I reused them again for this. It's just because I didn't bake this and it just kept on shifting. It was moving, it was annoying me. I didn't want to have to put more gem glue in. I thought I put in too much. I thought I'd use what I had. But it's like, nope, it's not happening, doesn't want to play. I was like, this is really annoying me now because it was moving about and getting on my nerves. So I thought, you know what, let me just wipe them off and start again. So that's what I did. So you can see I was getting frustrated. So I just got a wipe and wiped them off and started again. So this time I'd done a cluster, but I'd done it the opposite way. So I put the two at the top and then one in the bottom. That way the cluster seems to have sat better. And then I just got the little tiny gems. I actually managed to put a couple of little tiny gems in the side. I was like, woohoo! Yeah, just little, they're all little pointy backs because I've done I pointy back like a Blue Street Crystal haul. I don't know if I put that video up. I might put that video up because I don't know. Anyway, once I was happy with this, I baked it under the light because I didn't want it to budge. Look at the cuticle. What am I doing? Let's see, it's shifting. It's getting on my nerves. So once I was happy with this, I just baked it under my light. Now I can't see what I'm doing because of my boxes in the way. So I think I'm putting down two little tiny, like diamond-y shaped ones. I don't know what they're called. I don't know the shapes of these gems. I don't know. They're either round, flat, or a shape. I put two little shapes in the bottom, and then I put some caviar beads under that, I think. Yeah, I just put gems on, just to, you know, make it look pretty. But it does look like a real hand. From there, you wouldn't realise that that's not a real hand, because it looks like someone's just hold the hand over. You can't see the thumb, but it does look like a real hand, right? Which, you know, that's what you pay for. You know, good quality. I mean, I wish I could bend a real person's finger like that, like, ah. But you know, like me, it doesn't bend that way. I was like, oh, that looks so painful. Yeah, I'm just putting in a few gems here and there, I think. I don't know what I'm doing, to be honest with you, because I can't see now because the box is in the way. I think I'm putting some caviar beads in the side. When you're placing gem placements, you can put some caviar beads in the edges because it holds the actual gem together. You know, keeps it in place, gives it a bit more protection. You know what I forgot to do after I've done this video? I actually forgot to top coat it. Right, okay, so once you finish your gem placement and you baked it under the light, remember to top coat that puppy I don't know why I forgot to top coat it, but I did. So now I'm going across the top of the gem. Sorry. So I got, what did I get? I got some white opal. And put it on the top, and then I put some caviar beads just around the top of that, some rose gold ones, because I tipped out a whole pot of like random gems that I'd worn. So I just thought, yeah, and it had caviar beads in it. I was trying to find something little and pointy that I could use to put caviar beads on. I just dipped it in a little bit of glue, gem glue that I had on my nail. So now I'm picking up the gem from the glue, picking up the caviar beads, sorry, and I'm just placing them around the side of the gems just so it holds them into place. Yeah, just so they don't shift so much, really. I did put one in the middle of that cluster. Oh, actually, of the leafy shaped ones. Yeah. So sorry, keep on yawning because I'm tired. And I must sound awful, so I do apologise. I have got a cold. But I've got the rest of the week off until Friday. Then I'm in Friday and Saturday, then I'm off for 2 weeks. It's my birthday in a couple of weeks. So I'll be an old bird, not really. So that's it. I'm just tidying up, making sure that I'm happy with that. And that's it. Done. I will put some pictures on. I forgot to add photos. I think I'm trying to explain that I didn't push the cuticle in enough, but I'm happy with the hand. Should be for the price. It looks like a real hand though, which I'm really pleased about. You know, finger does look real, but I feel that her fingers are too far apart, well this one's a bit more closer together. Yeah, I was just showing you that I had to use something, the sticky stuff on that is so sticky that I had to use the back of my Kirsty Meakin file with a little bit of rubbing alcohol and slid it underneath to break the seal, because it sticks that well. But I'm happy with the nail, I'm happy with the hand. I will be using her a bit more from now on. Sorry. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please subscribe and share. Please share. Sharing is caring and all that. And I shall see you in the next video. We both say bye.